I'm trying to remain incognito. Is it working? Well, it's me, Frank. My gardener is on another adventure with a supervillain named Syndrome, trying to get things going on this little island hideaway. He says he has a giant robot he can use to take over Metroville. However, I'm just trying to log in to my OneDrive, get access to my files, and get out without leaving access for other users. Do you think there's a video for that too?
We're going to go on to our next topic, which is how to use incognito mode to log into OneDrive. Now, a use case for this that I'm going to point out that might be helpful would be possibly you're in one of the conference rooms or using the cart, or maybe you're at a friend's house or something like that, and you wanted to just log in to your OneDrive to get access to your information, but you don't necessarily want to leave it up there on the screen. So I'm going to show you how to do this. Just move this down here. So you'll notice you have in Google that you can choose different profiles. So I'm going to click up here, and I'm actually just going to choose the guest profile. If you were in Explorer, it would say, I think, incognito mode. It just depends on which browser you're in as to what it calls it. But it's basically you're going into guest mode or incognito mode. I'm going to click on that, and you'll notice there's no profile information entered here, but I'm going to go to the same location. I'm going to go to office.com. And I'm going to go ahead and press enter, because this is where I'm going to go to log in. I'm going to use the same login information I would use to log in for my email. So I'm going to click sign in here. So as I click this blue sign in button, it's going to ask me for some information. I will need to authenticate. So I'm going to type in my email address, first name dot last name at est1112.org. And it may ask for it again. So you're going to see here in just a second here. It's going to try and take us to the sign-in page. So we're going to enter in our email. Then we're going to enter in our email password. Get that to enter in. That may ask me to authenticate. If it does, I would use my authentication, whether it's a text message or my authentication app. And that's going to get me into here. Now I can access all my content. If I go up here to the 9 dots, I could come down here to OneDrive. So if I needed something on OneDrive, or even if I wanted to check my email, Word, Excel, any of those things, I can access all of that content. We talked about OneDrive, so I'm going to click here on OneDrive, and you'll see that I'll have access to all of my files, and I can go through and locate those. Whether it's I'm just clicking on something that I see that I've recently acted or used, or I'm clicking on my files, I'm just looking through my normal folders and I'm locating that file. So wherever that file is, you can go ahead and click on that. So, and this is the nice part about this is when I go to close my window, none of that stuff is saved. So I'm not saving it onto the computer. Someone else isn't going to be able to access it, because once that window closes, it's logged out. So it's a really nice feature. So if you go into one of those rooms and you want to access your content, this is a great way to do it. Or if you're at a friend's house and you're like, hey, I really just need to reply to an email, or you're at home and you just want to use your personal computer to make a quick change on an email that you're like, I don't have my, personal computer with me, but I have my, other computer, you can just log that in and you're ready to go. So, all right. Any questions on that?
That was an incredible video showing me how to log in and get to my OneDrive files, leaving no evidence afterwards. It's practically Frozone in my mind. Reminds me of a super movie called Incredibles. I don't mean to undermine other people, but capes can be a real issue. But shh, don't tell my gardener.